Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for coming back. Episode number 11 now of Keep It Real. I think we're doing a pretty good job as well of keeping it real. So far, so good. Sticking to those realistic rules as much as possible. And yeah, pretty good, I think. Not too bad. So, pretty much know what we need to get on with today. So, right at the end of the last episode, I said I was installing that axe mod. Which is all installed, ready to go. So, of course, keeping it real, we need to make a little trip to the shop just to purchase that axe. So, that is the first thing that we are going to do. So, while I'm talking, we'll make our way there now. So, I hope everyone's doing well. I'm not doing too bad. The kids aren't driving me too mad. So far, anyway. We're very early stages of summer holidays still, but yeah, not too bad. Not driving me too mad. So hopefully, if you've checked it out, you kind of enjoyed the last episode of the roleplay story mode. I threw a little bit of a different ending in on that one, just to give a little bit of a bit of drama, I suppose. Yeah, I quite enjoyed filming that episode actually, with a little bit of mystery at the end of it. It's pretty much on hold for a second though. I'm really annoyed, but I really want to. I'm so into the story at the minute. I want to carry on going, but I'm just holding off on a mod, and hopefully, my good Canadian friend is going to help me out with kind of converting some mods from FS19. But I just a really cool, really good looking ambulance mod and like a UK style mod. And to be honest, they're not on FS22 yet. There's loads and loads of really good ones on FS19. I've used them before and they would suit perfectly, but there's just nothing available for FS22. So I'm hoping to do some kind of personal adaptations, maybe with the assistance of, I want to say, his channel. I do apologise, man. I'm pretty sure it's Northern Country Farms. He's, you know, I know him by his actual name. He may not want to say what his actual name is, but I know him by his actual names. I'm pretty sure that's his YouTube channel, and he is very much planning on creating some content. And I think it's going to be really good, because very similar to me, similar kind of game style, I guess. You know, takes it pretty seriously, and I, for certain, when he does start releasing content, will definitely be one of his top fans. So I'm looking forward to it. Whenever you get on with it, hurry up though. Hurry up, getting bored of waiting. Anyway, right. Okay, so yeah, we're at the shop, sticking to the rules. We'll just find, I would imagine it's under chainsaws, which is there. So, £50, ideal. So we've got £8,267, as you can see in the top corner there. So £50 is not going to affect it very much at all. Wonderful. So we're going to head on back. First things first, we're definitely going to chop down those trees which were in the way of the actual field. Although, you know, we're not really ready for planting. It is going to be something we're going to be doing as soon as we possibly can. I have downloaded, by the way. I've had a couple of comments which kind of agreed with what I was thinking. I'm going to do potatoes. I've not done potatoes. I might have said it before, but I just haven't done them on FS22. I avoid them because it just looks pretty damn tedious. However, I think it's perfect for this sort of series. There's some really cheap equipment, very small scale equipment, which suits that very, very tiny field that we've got perfectly. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do potatoes. But yeah, those trees, they're in the way. I think it might have only been 3, maybe 4 trees. Nothing too major, but we do need to clear them. I have also installed a, it's kind of like a bucket, but it has like a 3-point linkage, I believe. So I'm hoping it will fit to the man tractor. But it is basically a stone collector. Just so I really wanted and I was really hoping that there would be some kind of manual mods, but they've not quite been created yet. So yeah, we're just going to have to go with the stone collector, I guess, just to get these few little stones. There's hardly anything on here, to be honest. We haven't actually done that bad for stones, considering we ploughed this from absolute nothing. But anyway, let's get on with this kind of chopping. Now, I've not used this axe before, but I've seen people use it. I've seen UFG use it, and it kind of does a chainsaw action, but makes axe chopping noises from what I can gather. Now, my concern is with this one. As soon as I chop it, it will disappear. And I don't know, it might not. But I kind of want the wood from it. I don't want it to vanish. So, you know, I'm not really looking to go for when it's red, because that is just going to disappear. But I might not have an option. That's kind of not keeping with the realism, if I'm honest with you. But there are limits. The game will only allow you to do certain things. That's definitely red. So I'm just going to leave that a minute. Just see what happens on these ones here. So this one looks like it's going to go red too. I think that's just the start of the tree. This one though, this shouldn't go red. Yeah, so this one will chop like normal. So we will chop that one down, get the normal wood for it. Those ones unfortunately really do look like they're going to disappear. There's only one way to find out. The fact that it's red is, yeah, that's a real shame, you know. I mean, it's great. It clears the field. Amazing. But that is a shame because I wanted that wood. I wanted to sell it. That's kind of our only income. But hey, it is what it is. Now the positive thing with doing all of this now is it's December, and normally December is the best time to sell wood. So yeah, at least we should make a little bit of money out of it. Right, let's see what this chopping action is like. Lovely. Okay, now you notice it's going red, by the way. Lumberjack is on. I've just forgot to deactivate it, to be honest with you. I'm not going to use it, so we need to grind that as you would, keeping it real. I'm not going to be deleting stumps. That's not really how it works. So we will have to lease, and it's going to have to be a lease, I think. We're going to have to lease some sort of stump grinder. And again, it's got to be a stump grinder that will fit onto the man tractor. I'm pretty sure there's not a huge option really when it comes to stump grinder. But I'm pretty sure the kind of base game one does actually fit to a 3-point linkage. Now, why does this stay entirely red? I want to chop it a bit smaller. I don't want it to disappear. And it disappeared, look, typical. I only wanted to delimit. Normally means wasn't really worth any money anyway, so it is what it is, I guess. Okay, so that's interesting. I don't want, if I chop that, it disappears. That's a bit annoying. I'm trying to get as much wood as possible out of this tree. It's not going very well. Now I do wonder, while we're in the kind of mood for chopping down trees, whether or not I can forward think potentially what might need chopping down for the future, because like I said, this is the best time of the year to sell it, and if I'm going to have to chop bits down at some point either way, which other trees can I do now just to boost those funds? So we'll have to have a look in a second. Let's just finish delimbing this. This seems to be one that you've got to manually delimb as well. You can tell this is one of the kind of not really sellable trees, because they're not as easy as the other trees, that is for sure. Okay. Wow. I mean, that's pathetic. I really don't know how much money that's going to make us. Hardly anything at all. But at least we've kind of moved on. I don't want to chop that tree down. Probably is worth a decent amount of money actually, but I like it, and it just keeps with the theme of this land. And same applies to this one. I don't want to chop this one down. I mean, I know it looks a bit pathetic now, but it's December. But I just don't want to get rid of that one. don't want to get rid of that. Now up here as well, I've kind of sort of foresee it in my head really. And the cow, when it is here, the cows are going to be free roaming in this kind of area. And again, I think keeping things like this would look good. It would suit more of a kind of, I don't know, what's the right word? Small holding? Yeah, just, you know, it's not a wide scale farm. But I do wonder if I can get rid of that one. Because if the cow barn is here, that potentially may be in the way. So I might do this one as well. Now, by the way, when I do actually place the cow barn, and I did want a tree there, I'll replant one, and I'll do it with, again, trying to keep it real. I won't do it in construction. I'll do it with the hand planting sapling mod, which I've never used. I've not used. I used the hand planting mod in FS19, but I've only seen videos of people use it on this version. But it does look pretty good. Now I'm trying to cut these at length to be able to actually pick up. By the way, again, I'm not using that super strength mod. Certainly not lumberjack. I do need to remember to deactivate that. I don't know why I did activate it actually. I think it was just force of habit. Force of habit. Now, it does delimb a little bit, but this is another one of those kind of manually do it. They kind of disappear anyway. It's annoying because I literally would quite like to keep all of these limbs. Definitely. But it is what it is. Oh, we got to keep that one. It's funny how it let us keep that one, but it deleted that bigger one. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. Right, anyway, I need to do this without chopping the actual tree. Okay, so good. We need to chop that top piece, the slightly longer piece, down a little bit more. But these look like they're liftable, which is good. Where is the rest of the tree? Where is it? Oh, it's there. So we'll just pop those in behind the pickup truck, ready to go. I should probably actually jump in and open the tailgate. There we go. And just pop them straight in them. So no idea what we'll get for this. Probably not a great deal at all, to be honest. But I do know where the sawmill is. Well, I say sawmill. I don't know if it is a sawmill. I think it's one of the like placeable heating plants actually. But we've driven past it a couple of times now actually for the last contract we just did. So I did spot it on my way through. So that's where we're going to go with this in a moment. Try and load up as much of it as possible. Now it's not going to let us pick them up, but it will let us chuck these random branches in. Even if these earn us a couple of quid. Cannot complain. So I don't know, while I'm kind of picking this up, I'll do a little bit of chatting. So I don't know if you've seen in the community section of YouTube, but I have popped a couple of little sneak peeks of the annual Court Farm show. Man, that has taken me a long time to do. It's taken me quite a while. I reckon, I don't know, probably 5, maybe more, 6, probably even 7 hours it's taken so far to do that landscaping. It's not a huge amount of map editing involved from a GE point of view, but it's just a lot of landscaping. A lot of landscaping. Now something here is causing this to go a bit funny, because that's now floating. And I think it's probably these kind of random limbs. So let's just see if I can lose any of those a moment. Okay, right, we're almost there. A few more to put in from that other tree. Well, I say a few more. I think the other one was literally 2 pieces. We've still got a few random flying limbs there. I guess that's the problem with chopping the kind of in-game trees down. They're not ideally what you want to be chopping to sell, are they? This one will probably do the same thing. But they should still be worth a little bit of money. I hope so anyway. Otherwise it's going to cost us more in fuel than it is what we actually make. I guess at this point, as long as we pay for the axe, we're on to a winner really. Okay, good. Wow, it's a bit of wood. It's doing some funky stuff. I'm pretty sure it's down to the type of tree. I don't think it's the pickup truck. I hope not anyway, because I do quite like this pickup truck. Now, do I want to do any more trees while we are here? Again, I'm just thinking realism. I'm just thinking, you know, things like this random one. I just like it being there. It just adds to the characteristic of this kind of abandoned piece of land. I think if I was to go in and just kind of cut all of these bushes away and remove all the trees, it would just kind of be a bit plain, a bit boring. These random tree positioning is actually going to dictate how this piece of land looks, you know, in a couple of game years time, once we're making some progress and potentially successful, it's all going to be dictated by the random obstacles, just like you'd have to do in real life, I guess. You know, you wouldn't always be able to remove everything. Okay, right, we will turn around and try and get a little bit of a run up. I know in previous episodes I've had to take a bit of a run up. Probably just scratched my tailgate there, not ideal. Right, let's jump inside. And we'll just head down to the sawmill or the heating plant, whatever it is, and just see how much this is potentially worth. It ain't going to be a lot, is it? It's not going to be a lot at all. Right, let's go. Yeah, while we were talking about it, if you've not quite had a chance yet to have a little peek at the community little tab on the channel, it's worth a look. Have a quick look. Check out, I think I put 5, maybe 6 little sneak peek pictures of the annual Court Farm show, and just let me know what you think. Be quite interesting. I believe, you know, not that it's a competition, but I believe I'm doing something just a little bit different to the norm. And yeah, I think it's going to look pretty cool. Now, this is what I've driven past loads of times, but then over in the distance there is something else over there. We're gonna jump onto the map and have a look at sale prices. If I can press the right button. Right, here we go. So we'll head down to wood, which is there. So what have we got? So the biomass heating plant, that is where we are. But the sawmill is a bit better. There's hardly anything in it, but where is the sawmill? I mean, surely this is a sawmill. Yeah. Okay, let's keep on going. Keep on heading up. See how much this is worth. That's an interesting little plot of land there. Kind of a random... oh, and over there. A couple of random spots you could probably build on. Good idea. Good idea. Now let's go in over the weighbridge. I don't know if it will give us a weight because I don't actually know what the truck weighs anyway. Apparently we weigh... I mean, is that kilograms? Not sure. I can't imagine we weigh 11 tons. If we do, this is a heavy truck. Now I tend to play with the zone indicators turned off. When you first come into a new area, that isn't always a great idea, is it? I keep them off for realism just because it looks better. Interactive zone markers. So yeah, this must be for the timber. That one over there ahead of us must be for wood chips. So we'll leave that there. We'll undo the strap and we'll see what this is going to be worth. What, I mean, £811. That is a lot better than the £50 axe that I was hoping to cover. Let's shut the back tailgate up and we'll head on back. That wasn't bad, you know. That wasn't bad at all. I mean, it's just not just over £9,000. You cannot complain about that. Cannot complain about that at all. Now, we could probably do with heading back to the shop and just pricing up what the lease is going to cost us for borrowing some sort of stump grinder. And we're quite limited, by the way, because I think we've only got maybe 80 horsepower, just over 80 horsepower on that tractor. So we are quite limited what we can borrow. In fact, I don't even know if there is a stump grinder that will work for that kind of power of tractor. We may even have to lease another small tractor just to do the job. That would be an expensive job, but it is what it is when you're sticking to these kind of rules. There's nothing you can do about it. Now, same again, we'll stick by the kind of the basic rule. We've got to head into the shop. This is where the logo is, by the way, if I've never shown you. In fact, I'm going to turn that off now, because that really does annoy me. Okay, let's just jump back into the shop. So, I don't use stump grinders very much, but I imagine they're under forestry equipment. Right, wow, it's 150 horsepower. We do not have that. What's that? 90 horsepower. Is that the one that... Yeah, that is the one that I've used before. And you connect that to a 3-point linkage, so we should be able to connect that to the back of the man. I'm pretty sure that will do it. I don't think we have 90 horsepower, but it's not like you have to drive with it. So hopefully. Now, what is that? It's going to cost 1,377 just to lease that. Just to lease that. Right. I'm not gonna spend the money on that straight away. Because we need to forward plan if that's the right thing to do. Now, whilst we are at the shop, let's have a look at the stone shovels. Again, what do they come under? There are mulchers there. I didn't think about mulchers. Surely that would get rid of the stump. Or would it? I don't know. Maybe not. Stone pickers. Right. Now, I see that 659. That's more reasonable. And yes, you can change it to a 3-point. Doesn't cost any more. So again, we'd have to connect that to the back of the tractor. And reverse along the field to pick up the stones. Now, actually, I'm thinking, I'm not sure if the one on this map actually does it, but if we do collect the stones, we would then be able to potentially convert that into lime if it has a kind of thing like that built into the map. If it doesn't, we're not going to place one. It's not how it works, but potentially either we could sell the very small amount of stones, or if we can turn it into a little bit of lime, I would imagine it probably will need a bit of lime on that field. Okay, I think that's more like it, you know. I think that's what we need to go for. Now, for 659 quid, do we really need to lease it? I mean, I can lease it for £33. £33. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to lease it. Now, really, we're going to have to bring the tractor up. But let's just go and have a look at it for size, because if it's quite small and the game allows me to pick it up, which it probably won't, but if it does, we'll chuck it into the back of the pickup truck. That would save quite a long-winded tractor journey. Let's have a look. No, it's not going to let us pick it up. And it does look quite large as well. Realistically, I don't know. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to pick that up manually. And the thing is, we wouldn't be able to get it back out of the pickup truck to connect it to the tractor. Okay, so that's going to be a trip for the tractor back to the shop, but it's fine. For 33 quid, I'm not fussed about how long that takes, because it doesn't exactly cost a great deal of money. By the way, thanks Maria again. You know, I did promise I do read all the comments. I don't necessarily reply to every single one, but I have got the lease to own mod already activated. You know, I've never actually used it before, but it looks pretty simple. So that stone picker there, for example, the longer it's on lease for, potentially if we wanted to buy it, the cheaper it would be anyway. Now, I've just noticed I've shed my load all over the road. So we have got a little bit more money than I thought. I might as well pick them up and I might as well just sell them. I wonder how much wood I actually lost. Don't know. Let's go and move this. We'll continue to head on back to the farmyard. I think I might see something else over there in the distance. I mean, it's not great that we're holding up traffic, but it is great that we've got a bit more money than I thought. And to be honest, I thought these particular branches would be the ones that made more money. Now, why is it not letting me get back into this? There we go. I have to be careful because I didn't actually strap it in. I'm sure I've seen in the distance something else over here on the road. Oh, maybe I was just seeing all those kind of white weeds. We'll head on, we'll follow the road back. You never know. There might be, might be a little bit more wood. I should be careful. Definitely should have put the straps on. Okay, there is no more wood here. That's fine. Right. Let's close the back up. And stop the engine. Do I still need to strap it? I better do, I suppose, don't I? I'm not going to do that now. I'll do that next time. We're going to jump into the tractor and we're going to go and pick up that stone shovel. Pick up those few stones. Now, this potentially might be a little bit of a shorter episode compared to normal. It is pretty late. I tend to be quite open with the times I record it. It's currently Tuesday night. Wow, I mean it's Wednesday morning. It is about 12:30 Wednesday morning. Again, I only really get the options to record at the minute during the summer holiday. Lower it first. Yeah, late at night, so right, let's lower that one down. Disconnect that. Brilliant. And we'll just make a slow way down to the shop. But yeah, no, so it could be a little bit shorter. It is quite late. I seem to be drinking a bit too much Monster Energy at the minute. Maybe as the channel grows, I should get onto them about trying to sponsor me. That would be pretty good, wouldn't it? You know, you'd be successful then if you got to get Monster Energy. Is he gonna let? Ah, that's very kind of you. I don't think he had an option but to let us out. I probably pulled out in front of him. But anyway, right, 19 miles per hour, a little bit slower than the Hilux, but we'll just grab this bucket. And I'm kind of thinking of doing it before the end because I'm pretty sure the lime production sale point is that building right next to our plot of land. So instead of turning right onto this road we just did then, it's that building there to the left. So if we can get that in there and it does kind of convert it and produce it into lime, then obviously by the next episode, once we've skipped through the night to the end of December, potentially we might have a little bit of lime and we can either lease or maybe even buy a very cheap spreader and just put a quick coating over that field. Again, just prepping it for planting. Right, we're nearly at the shop. We're nearly here. So I do hope this will connect up fine with no problems. I would have thought so. This is a really nice map, you know. I've hardly explored any of it, really. Not at all. I do also hope that by the time we move into January, there may be some ever so slightly different contracts available. Good start. It's connected up quite nicely. I think it's just the right size. Potentially, it might be worth keeping this, because we are no doubt going to be ploughing that field again. We're certainly not going to be in a position where we'll be able to buy a direct drill or any form of planter which will allow us to drill directly. I think we're going to have to plough it again each time. I have also activated the crop rotation mod, so that makes it a little bit more realistic in terms of when you plant certain crops, what it recommends you potentially should plant the next time around, just to keep the nutrients correct in the ground. I don't know how that affects potatoes, because that's obviously what we're going to be doing, but I don't know. Something tells me you're meant to plough after potatoes, but I'm not sure. Obviously we're eventually going to have an environmental score through the precision farming, which we need to keep an eye on, but at this point we're not even close to owning the data. I guess the big question is, how's this tractor going to fare actually doing something on ploughed ground, which potentially involves a bit of weight. We might have a few traction issues, maybe. We will soon find out. Now, from what I can gather as well, this kind of stone fork, where it's similar to the hay fork, which I used in the Saskatchewan series. Who would park that Jeep right in the way? Who would have just done that? Right, let's get a run up. Oh, Mount stay there. We really need to make sure we don't get stuck, because we're going to have to find a way of unsticking ourselves or pay a fine, and we can't afford it. Yeah, so from what I can gather, this is quite similar to the hay fork in the sense that you've got to kind of lower it down. It's working though. It does work. Brilliant. Right, so let's just go around, pick these bits up. I don't think this is going to be a big enough job to be worrying about time lapsing. This actually does a pretty good job, you know. Does a pretty good job, and there's a lot more stones than I realised. But it's fine. It's not going to take too long. Oh, and we just managed to drop them all on the ground as well. That was very good of us, wasn't it? Brilliant. It's that annoying little dip. It's causing us all sorts of problems. Let's do this the other way around. Yeah, it is definitely like the hay fork. You've got to get it just right, because too much, it just tips it all out. And not enough, it doesn't pick it up. Right, I think we got the swing of it now. Let's see what we can do without stopping. Okay, bit of a run up. Hopefully we didn't lose any then. I don't think I did. So we're just going to, it's getting late in the evening now. Just going to drop this up to here. I know it is here. Now, it's either going to give me some money, which won't be much, because we've got 187 litres, or it'll convert it into a bit of lime. To be honest, it doesn't matter either way, because lime's not exactly expensive, is it? But I'm pretty sure I don't need to turn the thing on for this, because this is kind of standard. Oh look, we made £51. wonderful. Barely worth the effort. But we're doing what we need to do in terms of preparing the ground for a decent kind of harvest. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I don't mind spending the time doing that. It's what you got to do when we're starting with such little amounts of equipment. It's what we got to do. Now, can I just squeeze this in alongside the plough? Looks pretty good. We'll shut the lights off. Engine off. And that's it. Even though I'm kind of wedged. There we go. Quad out. Good. So, yeah. It might be a longer episode. It might be a shorter one. I'm going to guess it's probably a shorter one. And again, because, you know, it's late in the evening. Not quite feeling up to talking so much. Therefore, I've probably cut and time-lapsed a bit more. You know, I was certain I went over this field over and over again. I'm sure I did. Where on earth did that come from? I think these stones are breeding. I think they're just breeding. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. I need to get on a grinder for that one. There's the odd stone that I've missed around the edge there. But actually, I didn't do too bad on that, really. And that tractor performed pretty damn well. I'm quite happy. So, I think that's it, to be honest. We just kind of end it with heading back to the house. We'll just make our drive back then now. And, yeah, I guess next episode we'll probably look to grind those stumps away. So we'll have to hire that equipment. Hopefully the tractor will run that. It did pretty good with the stone collecting, so I have got every faith in it. We'll sell these couple of random bits of wood that we've got in the back of this truck at the moment. And then maybe we'll have a look at it. See if we can get ourselves a little bargain on a spreader, a fertiliser spreader. Or at the very least, we'll lease one. At the very least, we'll lease one. Oh, that was a good gag. I didn't even mean to do that. But at the least, we will lease one. And I think if it has produced us a bit of lime, we'll spread that lime. And then just kind of, again, make a bit more progress with the kind of very, very small field. With potatoes being as tedious as they are, I might as well try and max out every possible kind of yield bonus. Because, to be honest, I might not do it again. Well, let's turn that off, that would be good. Yeah, I might not do it again after that, so we'll try our best for this one time, see how we get on. So that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. Like I said, I'm really into the roleplay story at the moment. I really want to get some more episodes done, and I really want to film and show off that Court Farm annual show. And just kind of show off, given how much time it's taken to do it. But yeah, just waiting for a decent looking UK ambulance mod. If anyone knows of any, by the way, please let me know. And if anyone's got the capability of just kind of reskinning an existing mod, please let me know. That would be brilliant. Even if I kind of have to negotiate something small for doing it. That would be cool. I know Scroff's used one very, very recently in his the Farmhand series, which I would be absolutely amazed if anyone watching me isn't watching that. And if you're not, you do need to, by the way. But yeah, I have no idea where he managed to get that mod from. And again, he might have a bit of trickery himself and a bit of ability to kind of reskin a van, so that might be how he got it. But I certainly can't find that mod to download. But yeah, would be amazing if anyone does know. Saves me a little bit of hassle. But until the next time, thank you for watching. Cheers and gone.